The colony of Eden 9 was the kind of place where nothing bad ever happened. At least, that's what everyone thought. The sky was always pink, like cotton candy, and the air smelled like rain even when the sun was out. Kids raced through the fields on floating scooters, laughing as their pet glow foxes, little furry creatures with neon blue tails, chased after them. Farmers grew towers of glowing purple wheat, and scientists in silver suits tinkered with machines that turned deserts into forests. It was perfect. 10-year-old Mira sat on the roof of her family's pod house, kicking her legs over the edge. Her older brother, Jett, was supposed to be fixing the solar panels, but he'd spent the last hour staring at his hologram watch. "Quit daydreaming," Mira shouted, tossing a pebble at him. Jett scowled. "I'm not. My watch is glitching. Look, it keeps saying signal lost." Mira didn't care about stupid signals. She cared about the race tomorrow. Her scooter was the fastest in the colony, and she was going to prove it. But then she noticed something weird. The birds, the ones with 6 wings and singing voices, had gone quiet. The trees stopped swaying. Even the glow foxes were hiding under rocks, their tails dim. "Jett," Mira whispered. "Why is it so quiet?" A low hum shook the ground. Jett's watch exploded into static. Across the colony, lights flickered. Babies cried. Dogs howled. Farmers dropped their tools and squinted at the sky. Then it happened. A shadow slid over the sun. Not a cloud. Something bigger. Something made of black metal, covered in glowing red symbols that looked like screaming faces. A Galactic Empire warship hung in the sky, silent and cold. Then another appeared, and another, until the whole colony was trapped under a ceiling of ships. "Mira, run!" Jett grabbed her arm, but she froze. Her heart pounded. Why weren't the ships saying hello? Why weren't they landing? The Empire was supposed to be their ally. A voice boomed from the sky. It didn't sound human. It sounded like knives scraping metal. "Colony 9, you have been judged unworthy. Purification begins now." A hatch opened on the biggest ship. A beam of crimson light shot down, hitting the center of the colony. For a second, nothing happened. Then the ground screamed. The earth cracked like an egg. Purple wheat fields exploded into fire. Pod houses flipped into the air like toys. People ran, but the cracks chased them, swallowing whole streets. Jett dragged Mira into a drainage tunnel as the world outside turned into a nightmare. "We have to find Mum and Dad," Mira cried. "They're at the terraforming lab," Jett said. "Stay close." They crawled through the tunnel, the metal walls shaking around them. When they popped out near the lab, Mira gasped. The building was gone. Only a crater remained, smoking and deep. "No! No!" Jett fell to his knees. Mira's eyes stung. This wasn't real. It couldn't be. She pinched her arm, hard, but didn't wake up. A low whine filled the air. The warship's red symbols glowed brighter, pulsing like evil hearts. The ground trembled again, but this time it wasn't cracking. It was rising. Mira looked up. A massive metal spike, bigger than a mountain, was pushing out of the biggest ship. It sparked with electricity, aimed straight at Eden 9. "What is that?" Jett yelled. They never got an answer. The spike fired. A beam of white-hot light slammed into the colony. The ground melted. Rocks, trees, houses, everything turned to liquid fire. The air burned. Mira's scream got stuck in her throat. Jett shoved her back into the tunnel. "Go! Go!" They ran, but the tunnel collapsed behind them. The walls glowed orange. The air was an oven. Mira's shoes melted. She couldn't breathe. They burst out of the tunnel near the edge of the colony. The land behind them was gone, replaced by a lake of lava. The sky was black with smoke. Warships hovered like vultures, watching. Only a few people made it out. A farmer with a burned face, a scientist clutching a broken datapad, a little boy crying for his mum. Jett pulled Mira behind a half-melted rock. "We have to hide! They'll see us! But where's everyone?" Mira sobbed. Before Jett could answer, the ground shook again. The warships were leaving. But the biggest one stopped. A red eye-like camera on its belly turned and stared right at their hiding spot. Life, sins detected. Final clean initiated. Mira's blood went cold. A smaller weapon opened on the ship, a barrel aimed at them. Jett grabbed Mira's hand. "When I say run, you run. Don't look back, don't stop. Promise me." "But I promise," the weapon charged. A high-pitched screech split the air. "Run!" Mira ran. She didn't see the blast hit. She didn't see the rock explode. She didn't see Jett dive the other way, shouting, "Keep going!" She just ran and ran and ran. When she finally collapsed, her lungs on fire, she looked back. The colony was gone. Just a giant smoldering hole in the planet. The warships vanished into light speed, leaving no trace. Except one thing. In Mira's pocket, Jett's broken hologram watch buzzed. A flickering message appeared. "Tell them they're next." The screen went black. The hologram watch in Mira's hand went dark. But the words, "they're next," buzzed in her skull like a wasp. She didn't know who they were. She didn't know where to go. All she knew was the smell of burnt sugar in the air and the fact that her brother was gone. Far, far away, in a palace floating above a planet made of gold, Emperor Lord Virion stood before a crowd of silent senators. His cloak glittered like frozen blood, and his voice was smoother than poison. "Eden 9 was a mercy," he said, tapping a hologram of the burning colony. The senators didn't flinch. They never did. Humanity spreads like a disease, building, digging, stealing worlds that are not theirs. We have purified their filth, and we will not stop until every human colony is cleansed. A senator raised a trembling hand. "But Emperor, what if Earth retaliates?" Virion smiled. It didn't reach his eyes. "Earth is weak, divided. They will beg for mercy when we crack their planet like an egg." The senators bowed. No one noticed the spy drone hovering in the air vents, recording every word. On a dusty moon called Grey Wind, Commander Kara Voss stirred a pot of algae soup and tried to forget the war. Her tiny bunker smelled like engine grease and regret. Rusty medals from her soldier days hung on the wall, and her only friend was a broken robot named Clunk, who mostly collected dust. Beep, beep, beep. Kara froze. The sound came from under her floor, a hidden comms device she hadn't used in years. Her old military channel. "Probably spam," she muttered. But her hands shook as she pried up the floor panel. The screen flickered to life, showing static, then a face. A face she hadn't seen in a decade. "Lena?" Kara whispered. Her little sister, Lena, stared back. Her blonde braids frayed, her lab coat singed. Behind her, the sky was on fire. "Eden 9, Kira? If you're getting this, I'm already gone." Lena's voice cracked. "The Empire? They're not just killing us, they're experimenting. I saw their labs. They're making something worse than soldiers. You have to warn Earth, they're coming for us all." The transmission died. Kara's soup boiled over. She didn't notice. 3 hours later, Kara stood in a junkyard bar on Greywind, her hood pulled low. The air reeked of alien sweat, and a band played screechy music. In the corner sat Dr. Liren, a twitchy scientist with goggles fused to his face. He was arguing with a coffee machine. "It's sentient," he hissed as Kara approached. "And it hates me. I need a ship," Kara said. "And weapons." can you hack Imperial tech? Liren's goggles flashed. I invented Imperial tech. Then they tried to kill me. So I made their AI cry. Long story. He kicked the coffee machine. It spit a toxic green liquid at him. "You're in," Kara said. Next, she tracked down Captain Jax in a prison floating in a comet's tail. He was Imperial Special Forces once, until he refused to bomb a school. Now, he sat in a cell, carving a tiny wooden bird. "I don't fight anymore," he said, not looking up. Kara slid Lena's hologram across the floor. "The Empire's making worse weapons, and they're coming for Earth." Jax crushed the bird in his fist. "Where do we start?" The last recruit was the trickiest. Zara, a smuggler with neon green hair and a reputation for betrayal, was playing cards with a tentacled alien in a gambling den. She'd sold Kara out years ago. "You're gonna say no," Kara said, slamming a photo of Lena's burnt lab onto the table. "But the Empire's next target is Earth, and your mum lives there, right?" "New Tokyo?" Zara's smile faded. She flipped her cards, a winning hand, and pocketed the alien's money. "I want a bigger cut this time." That night, aboard Zara's patched-up starship, the Iron Moth, Kara played Lena's message again. The crew watched in silence. "They're making something worse than soldiers," Lena's hologram repeated. Dr. Liren chewed his fingernails. "Hybrids. Human DNA mixed with machines. Or worse." Captain Jax polished his gun. "How do we stop them?" "We hit their labs," Kara said. "Destroy their research. Then blow up their superweapon." Zara snorted. "Easy. Just like that time I stole a moon." The ship's alarm blared. A red alert flashed. "Incoming transmission." Kara opened it. A shaky video appeared. A boy in a melted jacket hiding in a cave. "Mira, my name is Mira. From Eden 9. The Empire killed everyone. But I found something. They're gonna attack Earth in 6 days. You gotta stop them. Please." The screen cut to black. Dr. Liren turned pale. 6 days? Impossible. We need 6 months to plan. Kara stood. "Then we'll do the impossible. Strap in." As the Iron Moth blasted into hyperspace, Kara didn't notice Zara slipping a secret message from her sleeve. Cargo picked up. Buyer agrees to price. Outside the window, the stars blurred. Somewhere ahead, the Empire waited, and hell followed with them. The Iron Moth shuddered as it dropped out of hyperspace, its engines whining like a tired animal. Outside the window hung a graveyard of dead starships, rusted hulls and shattered warp cores floating in the dark. Captain Jax called it the Boneyard, a lawless pit where smugglers and scavengers hid from the Empire. Perfect for an ambush. "This is your genius plan?" Zara hissed, glaring at Kara. "Park in a junk pile?" Dr. Liren didn't look up from his glowing screens. "Imperial messages bounce off the wreckage here, like whispering in a cave. If they're talking about Earth, we'll hear it." "If," Zara muttered. Kara ignored her. Her eyes stayed locked on the radar. Somewhere in this metal jungle, the Empire was plotting. And Lena's message, "They're coming for us all," was pounding in her ears like a drum. The ship creaked. Minutes ticked by. Then hours. Jax sharpened his knife. Zara napped. Dr. Liren muttered to his machines. Kara didn't move until a red dot blinked on the radar. "Got one." Dr. Liren jabbed a button. A garbled voice crackled through the speakers. Eden 9. Data confirmed. Earth phase beginning in 72 hours. Prepare the silver fire. Kara's stomach dropped. 72 hours. Not 6 days. 3. Silver fire. Jax frowned. That their fancy name for the super weapon? Otilian's goggles flickered. No, Silver Fire's worse. It's a fleet. Hundreds of ships armed with planet crackers. They used it once before to wipe out the Krell aliens. Zara whistled. So, Eden 9 was just target practice? The words hung in the air, cold and heavy. Kara's fists clenched. They'd vaporize Earth like it was nothing. Like her sister, like Mira's family. Can we trace the signal? Kara snapped. Find where the transmission came from, Dr. Liran typed furiously. It's bouncing off a relay station, probably nearby, but... A siren blared. The radar exploded with red dots. Guys? Zara pointed out the window. A massive Imperial drone, shaped like a metal spider, crawled over a wrecked starship nearby. Its glowing red eyes swiveled and locked onto the Iron Moth. It's a patrol bot, Jax barked. Shoot it before it alerts the fleet. Zara lunged for the guns, but Kara grabbed her arm. No, gunfire will bring more. She turned to Dr. Liran. Can you hack it? I can try. He yanked wires from his coat, connecting them to the ship's computer. Just keep it distracted. The bot scuttled closer, its claws screeching on the hull. Distracted how? Zara yelled. Jack slammed open the airlock. Like this? Before anyone could stop him, he jumped onto the bot's back, stabbing his knife into its metal shell. Sparks flew. The bot thrashed, trying to buck him off. Hurry, Doc! Kara shouted. Dr. Liran's hands shook as he typed. Almost. Got it? The bot's eye flashed. A laser charged, aiming at Jax's chest. Zara swung a pipe at the bot's leg, knocking it off balance. The laser missed Jax by inches. You owe me, Zara snarled. Done. Dr. Laurent hit a key. The bot froze. Its eye dimmed. Jax yanked a chip from its head and jumped back into the ship, breathing hard. What'd you do to it? Kara asked. Dr. Liran grinned. Taught it to sing. The bot suddenly screeched an off-key version of Happy Birthday and floated away, crashing into a pile of space junk. Back inside, Dr. Liran plugged the bot's chip into his screen. Data flooded the room. Maps, ship logs, and a video of Lord Byron himself. Eden 9 proved the Silver Fire's efficiency, the Emperor said, pale hands folded behind his back. Earth's destruction will be our masterpiece. Burn it. Burn them all. The screen switched to a live feed. Hundreds of Imperial warships gathering near a black hole, their red sigils glowing like demon eyes. Kara's chest tightened. 3 days, and Earth had no idea. We need to warn them, Jack said. And say what? Zara crossed her arms. Hey, you're all going to die? They'll panic. Or worse, not believe us. Dr. Liran chewed his thumbnail. There's another way. The Silverfire fleet runs on a hive mind. One central ship controls the rest. Destroy it, the whole fleet goes dark. And where's the central ship? Kara asked. He zoomed in on the black hole. There, hidden in the event horizon. Time moves slower near it. For us, 3 days. For them, 3 hours. Silence, Zara laughed. You want to fly into a black hole? We'll get stretched into spaghetti. No, Dr. Liran said. But we'll need a gravity shield. And the only one strong enough is on the Empire's prison planet, Zeta 3. Jax paled. That place is a fortress. No one gets in alive. Kara stared at the hologram of Earth. Blue, fragile, clueless. Lena's face flashed in her mind. You have to warn them. She stood, her voice steel. Then we'll be the first. The Empire thinks we'll roll over and die. If they want hell. She grabbed Jax's knife and slammed it into the map, pinning Earth's image. We'll drown them in it. The crew scrambled to prep the ship, but as Kara passed the cargo hold, she heard whispers. Zara's voice. Change of plans. The cargo's not going to Zeta 3. Redirect to the black hole. Yes. They'll never know. Kara froze. Cargo. what was Zara hiding. Before she could confront her, Dr. Liren shouted, "We've got company!" Outside the window, 3 more patrol bots crawled toward them, lasers charging. "Punch it!" Kara yelled. The iron moth roared to life, blasting out of the boneyard as bots opened fire. A laser grazed the wing and the ship spun wildly. "Hold on!" Zara yanked the controls, diving into a storm of asteroids. Kara clung to her seat, Earth's hologram still glowing in front of her. Somewhere ahead, a prison planet waited. Somewhere behind, Hell was gaining speed. The iron moth streaked towards Zeta 3, its engines groaning. The prison planet loomed ahead, a jagged rock surrounded by flickering force fields and swarms of patrol ships. Kara's crew crowded around a flickering hologram of the supply depot they needed to hit. A sprawling Imperial compound dug into a canyon, stocked with weapons, drones, and the gravity shield that could save Earth. "We go in quiet," Kara said, tossing stolen Imperial uniforms to the crew. "Zara, disable the security grid. Liren, hack the drones. Jax, watch our backs." Zara smirked, strapping a belt of explosives to her waist. "Quiet's boring, but fine." Jax tightened his grip on his rifle. His eyes lingered on the prison planet's glow. "Something's wrong. The depot's too empty." He was right. When the iron moth landed in the canyon's shadow, the depot looked abandoned. No guards, no lights, just the wind howling through rusted gates. "Trap?" Liren whispered, adjusting his goggles. "Obviously," Zara said. "But we're here, so..." She kicked open the depot's door. Inside, the depot was a maze of crates labeled explosives and neural turrets. Liren rubbed his hands like a kid in a candy store. "Oh, they've got Mark 7 battle drones. I've always wanted to take these apart." "Focus," Kara snapped, stuffing plasma grenades into her pack. "Find the gravity shield." Zara slunk off, disabling security panels while pocketing jeweled data chips. Jax scanned the shadows, rifle raised. Then they heard it. A clang from below. "Basement level," Jax said. "Something's..." Breathing, Kara frowned. Empire doesn't keep pets. They followed the sound down a dark staircase, into a hidden lab reeking of chemicals. The walls were lined with glass tanks, each holding a floating body. Human bodies, but twisted. Metal fused to skin. Eyes replaced with glowing sensors. Wires snaking through bones. Liren gagged. "Hybrids!" Lena was right. Jack stepped closer to a tank. Inside, a boy no older than 15 stared back, his mouth stitched shut. "I've seen this before," Jack said quietly. "The Empire? They used to test prototypes on prisoners. I guarded the labs. I never asked questions." His voice cracked. "I just followed orders."
Kara put a hand on his arm. You're asking now." A tear slid down Jax's scarred cheek. "Doesn't fix what I did."
A sudden hiss made them spin around. The hybrid tanks began draining. Green liquid splashed onto the floor as the creature's eyes flicked open. "Oh, no, no, no," Liren whispered, backing up. "They're alive," Zara cursed, grabbing Kara's arm. "We need to go." Too late.
The hybrid's fists shattered the glass. They dropped to the floor, limbs jerking like broken puppets. One tilted its head, a mechanical voice gurgling. "Tar, get, sis, identified."
"Run!" Kara yelled. The crew bolted upstairs, hybrids clattering behind them. Liren hurled a stolen plasma grenade. The explosion lit the depot on fire, but the hybrids kept coming, skin burning, metal bones glowing red. "The gravity shield!" Kara shouted. "Where is it?" "Storage vault," Liren said, dodging a hybrid's claw. "Codes 900. Oh, a hybrid tackled Jax, pinning him. Its stitched mouth peeled open, revealing a spinning drill bit for a tongue. Jax jammed his knife into its neck, snarling, I'm not dying here. Zara leaped over a crate, blasting the hybrid with a stolen neural gun. It spasmed and fell. You're welcome, Kara slammed the vault code. The door opened, revealing the gravity shield, a glowing orb the size of a basket. Got it! She grabbed it just as the ceiling collapsed. Hybrids rained down, screeching.
Zara tossed her belt of explosives to Jax. Blow the roof, I'll cover you.
Since when do you take orders? Jax yelled. Since now! She fired wildly, driving the hybrids back. Jax planted the explosives, then dove behind a crate. Boom! Sunlight flooded in as the depot's roof disintegrated. The iron moth swooped down, its cargo hatch open. Go, go, go! Kara pushed Liran toward the ship. Jax leapt aboard, then turned to pull Zara up, but Zara froze. A hybrid clung to her leg, drilling into her boot. Let go! Jax reached for her. Zara did something unexpected. She smiled. Then she prized the hybrid's hand off and jumped back into the depot. What are you doing? Kara screamed. Zara tossed a smoke grenade. Buying time. Go! The iron moth lurched upward as flames engulfed the depot. Kara watched Zara vanish into the smoke, hybrids closing in. She'll die, Liran said. No, Jax muttered. She's got a plan, she always does. As the ship rocketed away, Kara gripped the gravity shield. They had what they needed. But Zara's last grin haunted her. Why did she stay? Then the answer hit her. The cargo, Kara breathed. Zara hid something in the depot. Before she could explain, the ship's alarms blared. A hologram of Lord Virion himself flickered on the screen. His voice icy. You took the bait, Commander Voss. The shield is useless. And your smuggler friend? She's mine now. The screen cut to Zara, trapped in a force cell, smirking at the camera. Told you I'd get a bigger cut? The transmission died. Jax punched the wall. She sold us out. Kara stared at the gravity shield. Or she's playing both sides. Either way, we're out of time. The iron moth hurtled toward the black hole, its engines screaming. Behind them, the silver fire fleet awoke. The iron moth shuddered violently as it skimmed the edge of the black hole's gravitational pull. The crew clung to their seats, the ship's metal groaning like a dying beast. Outside the window, space itself seemed to twist. Stars stretching into glowing ribbons, the gravity shields holding barely, Dr. Leon muttered, sweat dripping onto his keyboard. But we've got 5 minutes before the hull crumples like paper. Kara stared at the silver fire fleet ahead, a swarm of Imperial warships guarding the hive mind command center. Their only shot was to blast through, destroy the central ship, and pray. But even with the shield, the iron moth was a pebble against a tsunami. Then, Dr. Liran froze. His goggles flickered as if struck by lightning. Wait, I know how to stop them. Spit it out, Doc, Jax barked. Liran swallowed hard. 5 years ago, the Empire forced me to design a weapon. A Nova Core. It's a bomb that creates an artificial black hole. Big enough to swallow a star system. The cabin went silent except for the creak of straining metal. Kara's voice dropped to a whisper. You built this thing? I destroyed the prototypes, Liran said, trembling. But one survived. The Empire buried it in an abandoned research station. Outpost K-13. It's close, a few jumps away. Jax stood, furious. You want us to use a planet killer? Become just like them? Do you have a better idea? Liran shot back, pointing at the fleet. In 3 hours, Earth is lava. Kura closed her eyes. Lena's face flashed in her mind again. They're coming for us all. She saw the hybrids, the stitched mouths, the drills for tongues. Heard Mira's voice. You gotta stop them. Where's the outpost? Kara said quietly. Outpost K-13 hung in the ruins of a dead star system, its jagged hull covered in ice and cosmic moss. The crew floated through its airless halls in clunky survival suits, their helmet lights cutting through the dark. Cheerful place, Jax muttered. Kicking a frozen rat skeleton, Dr. Leron led them to a vault sealed with a DNA lock. He pricked his finger, dripping blood onto the scanner. I rigged it to only open for me. In case the door creaked open, revealing a glowing orb suspended in midair. The Nova Core. It hummed with a sound that made their teeth ache, its surface swirling like liquid midnight. "It's beautiful," Zara said suddenly. Everyone turned. She leaned in the doorway, her suit scuffed, her neon hair matted with blood. A fresh burn scar ran down her cheek. "Zara," Jax drew his gun. "How'd you escape?" She rolled her eyes. "Traded the Empire some fake coordinates to the shield. Also, I'm good at my job. Now, put the gun down. We've got a galaxy to blow up." Kara stepped between them. "Why should we trust you?" Zara nodded at the Nova Core. "Because that thing? It's the only leverage we've got. And I want to see the Empire burn as much as you do." Back on the Iron Moth, the crew huddled around the Nova Core. It sat on the table like a cursed relic, its hume vibrating in their bones. Jax refused to look at it. "This is wrong. We drop that bomb, and who's next? What if another Empire finds the tech? What if we can't control it?" Dr. Leron hugged himself. He's right. Black holes. They're unpredictable. If the Nova Core's energy destabilizes, it could rip a hole in space-time. Whole systems could vanish. Zara laughed bitterly. "You're both delusional. The Empire's already killing systems. You want to fight monsters? You get dirty." All eyes turned to Kara. She touched the Nova Core. It was cold. Too cold. "My sister died for a secret. Mira's family died for a lie. If we don't stop the Empire here, how many more graves do we dig?" Her voice broke. "They left us no choice." Jax walked out. Zara scooped up the core. "I'll prep the bomb." As Zara and Liren wired the Nova Core into the ship's weapon system, Kara noticed Jax in the cockpit, staring at a hologram of Earth. "You think I'm a hypocrite?" she said quietly. "After what I said about staying human," Jax didn't look up. "I think when you stare into hell too long, hell stares back." He tapped the hologram, a tiny blue dot. "I joined this crew to save that, not to erase entire worlds. Then help me make sure we only erase one." Before he could answer, alarms blared. Laren's voice crackled over the comms. "The Nova Core, it's active. I didn't even..." The ship lurched. On the radar, the Silver Fire fleet pivoted toward them. Zara burst in, grinning wildly. "Oops. Guess the Empire tracked the core's signal. They'll be here in 10 minutes. Kara grabbed her. "Did you do this?" "Maybe." Zara's grin faded. "Or maybe the core's been calling to them all along. Doesn't matter. You wanted hell? Time to let it loose." Outside the window, the first Imperial warships opened fire. The Iron Moth careened through the storm of Imperial fire, its shields sparking like dying stars. Kara gripped the shuddering controls, dodging laser blasts that sliced through asteroids like butter. Behind her, Zara strapped the Nova Core into a stabilizer harness, her hands steady. Too steady. "Why aren't they blowing us up?" Jack shouted, firing the ship's cannons. "They could have vaporized us by now." Dr. Leon stared at the Nova Core's readouts. "They're not aiming to kill. They want the core intact, and..." He pointed at Zara. A cold silence fell. Zara froze. "Don't look at me like that. I'm not doing..." A magnetic grapple latched onto the ship's hull. The iron moth jerked sideways, engines screeching. "They're boarding us!" Jax yelled, drawing his pistol. "No," Kara said, her voice hollow. "They're retrieving her." Zara backed away, her neon green hair flickering under the emergency lights. "Kara, I swear, I didn't." Protection Z-17 initiated. Zara's pupils dilated, glowing red. A jagged scar split open her forehead, revealing a metallic implant pulsing with sickly light. She gasped, clawing at her skull. "No, not now." "Empire's mind control tech," Dr. Liron whispered. "They put a sleeper chip in her." Jax aimed his gun at her. "How long?" "Since the prison." Zara choked, fighting the chip's hold. Her hand twitched toward her blaster. "I tried to warn. Run!" Too late. The airlock exploded. Stormtroopers in black armor surged in, rifles raised. Zara's body moved against her will, shooting Dr. Liron's console. The Nova Corps stabilizer failed, its hum rising to a scream. "Traitor!" Jax fired at Zara, but she dodged, her movements robotic. "It's not her!" Kara tackled Jax's arm, the shot going wide. "The chip's controlling her." Zara's voice warred between her own and a mechanical snarl. "Go now! Corps gonna blow in." Boom! A grenade blew open the cockpit. Stormtroopers poured in. Chaos erupted. Jax dragged Dr. Liron behind a crate as lasers scorched the walls. Kara ducked behind the Nova Corps, returning fire. Zara fought her own body, trembling as she aimed at Kara, then jerked the barrel upward, blasting a trooper instead. "Can't. Hold on. Long!" Zara growled, blood trickling from her nose. "Corps destabilizing. Get to the escape pod. We're not leaving you," Kara shouted. "Yes, you are!" Zara's scream was raw. She slammed her fist into her own implants, sparks flying. The red glow in her eyes flickered. "Pods in the rear, go!" Jax grabbed Kara's arm. "She's buying time. Move!" Zara lunged at a trooper, disarming him, then tossed a grenade into the hallway. The blast shook the ship. "Liron, the Corps use it on their fleet. Promise me." Dr. Liron hesitated, then nodded. "I promise." The crew sprinted for the pod, lasers biting at their heels. Zara stood in the center of the storm, a blaster in each hand, holding back the tide. Her implant's red light fought her green eyes, a war beneath her skin. "Zara, come on!" Kara screamed. Zara looked back, grinning her old grin. "Tell my mum I didn't sell Earth out." She slammed her palm on the ship's self-destruct button. Alarms wailed. "Critical meltdown imminent." "No! No!" Kara lunged, but Jax yanked her into the pod. The hatch sealed as Zara mouthed two words. The pod ejected just as the iron moth exploded. A shockwave of fire and metal swallowed Zara, the stormtroopers, and the Nova Corps' deadly glow. The escape pod floated in the debris field, silent except for Dr. Liron's shaky breaths. He clutched the Nova Corps. Zara had swapped it with a decoy before the fight. She planned this, he said. "Let them think she gave them the real core. Bought us a head start." Jax stared at the fading fireball. All this time, she was fighting that chip. Kara touched the pod's window, where Zara's reflection might have been. "She fought it long enough to save us." The core pulsed, cold and hungry. Ahead, the Silver Fire fleet loomed. "Time to finish this," Kara said. The pod streaked toward the black hole, hell at their backs and hell ahead. The escape pod's alarms blared as it plunged toward the Imperial dreadnought Eternal Fury, its hull gleaming like a razor blade under the black hole's twisted light. Inside, Kara gripped the Nova Corps, its cold pulse syncing with her heartbeat. 3 hours left. "We'll never take that ship alone," Jax muttered, eyeing the dreadnought's gun towers. Dr. Liron grinned, wires spilling from his sleeves as he hacked the pod's computer. "Good thing we're not alone." He hit a button, and a staticky hologram of Mira flickered to life. "Mira, Karen leaned in. The girl's face was smudged with ash, but her eyes burned. I rallied the survivors. The Krell, the Vox, the Cygnus pirates, they're all coming. Just give us 10 minutes. The hologram died. Jax raised an eyebrow. Her kids running the rebellion now. Kids started this war, Kara said. Maybe they'll finish it. The pod docked with a clang in the Dreadnought's garbage chute. The crew crawled through slime and rotten food, sneaking into a storage closet. Dr. Liran sprayed them with stolen Imperial perfume, Eau de Obedience, to mask their scent. Now what? Jax whispered. Kara strapped the Nova Core to her chest. We blow the reactor, then steal their uniforms. Wait, reactor first? But Kara was already moving. They dodged patrols, their stolen boots squeaking until they reached the engine room. The reactor glowed like a miniature sun. Dr. Liran wired the core to the control panel. This'll make a very loud boom. Good, Kara said. Distract the crew, then we take the bridge. The countdown began. 5. In the ship's comms room, Kara slapped a button, her voice blasting across the galaxy. This is Commander Kara Voss. The Empire's about to burn Earth, but we're burning their dreadnought first. If you're sick of hiding, fight. Meet us at Virion Prime. Let's end this. Jax tossed her a stolen helmet. You sure they'll come? A roar shook the ship. Outside the window, a Krell battleship, jagged and covered in moss, slammed into an Imperial cruiser. Then a swarm of Vox fighters, piloted by squid-like aliens, zipped past, blasting turrets. Finally, the Cygnus Dawn, a pirate ship with a skull-shaped hull, fired a cannon made of welded garbage. They came, Kara said. Disguised as stormtroopers, the crew marched into Lord Viririan's throne room. The walls were lined with gold skeletons, and the air smelled like burnt roses. Virian stood by a window, watching his fleet crumble. Ah, the roaches arrive. Kara ripped off her helmet. You took everything from us. No. Virian turned, his smile sharp. I freed you. Look at yourself, a hero turned terrorist. You've become the monsters you feared. Jax aimed his gun. Shut up and surrender. Virian snapped his fingers. The floor vanished, dropping them into a pit of hybrid monsters. Half metal, half human, screeching. Now we're even, Virian said, walking away. Kara ignited a plasma torch from her belt. Liran, the core's ready? Overload in 60 seconds, he yelled, dodging a hybrid's claws. Jax shot a sealing chain, swinging over the monsters. Jump! They leapt onto a crumbling ledge, scrambling up as hybrids snapped at their heels. The Nova Core's hum turned ear-splitting. Time? Kara gasped. 0! Dr. Liran hit a button. The Dreadnought's reactor exploded, swallowing the throne room in fire. Virian's scream echoed as the crew dove into a fighter jet, blasting into the chaos outside. The battlefield was a storm of lasers and dying ships. Krell warriors boarded Imperial destroyers. Vox squid aliens jammed enemy weapons. Cygnus pirates laughed as they looted. Mira's voice buzzed in Kara's earpiece. The Silver Fire fleet's retreating. We're winning, but... Kara stared at the Nova Core, now fused to her suit. Not yet. The core's countdown blinked. 0-10. They had 10 minutes to reach the black hole. 10 minutes before the galaxy's end. The fighter jet rattled as Kara clutched the Nova Core, its cold light seeping through her gloves. The countdown blinked. 0:05. 0:05 minutes to destroy Viterion Prime. How do we get this thing into the planet's core? Jax yelled, dodging laser fire from Imperial drones.